Hey friends, it's KT. This was the Air Warriors Air Max Boss, and this is the Air Max Boss. Let's check them out. So back in 2015, Buzzbee released under the Air Warriors line the Max Tyrant, as well as the Max Boss. The Max Boss is a mag-fed mega pistol with a 3-round magazine, and the Max Tyrant was a mega sort of primary-ish thing, and it came with this 12-round magazine. These are highly sought after because the 12-round magazine is still the largest mega magazine that's available anywhere. So the Tyrant and the Boss were both great blasters. They're pretty solid as Buzzbee products go, but the Tyrant in particular really holds up to blasters like the Centurion. Like I think it looks awesome. Maybe it doesn't look as sci-fi futurish as the Centurion does. Here's the Centurion, of course, with its 6-round magazine. Extremely long draw. That like double firing effect, I love that, honestly. But this was a smaller option with double the capacity that was well loved and takes to modding pretty well. These are really fun. Both the Tyrant and the Boss were also great sources of magazines if you have a Centurion. So they were sought after for that reason as well. Now, I was lucky enough to thrift both of these a while back with their magazines, which is super exciting. For a while, Buzzbee was selling both of these magazines separately if you mail ordered them from them directly. They did finally run out of the 10-round magazines, although up until recently they did still have the 3-round magazines. I have not checked to see if they still have them or if they used that stock up for this, which appeared recently on shelves at Dollar General, and only at Dollar General as far as anyone can tell. The Air Max Boss is back, and after a 7-year hiatus. It's really cool to see an old design come back like this. Still under the Air Warriors brand, but without the Air Warriors branding on the blaster itself. It just says Air Max Boss. But as far as I can tell, the two blasters are completely identical in their molding, in all of the external shaping. The only thing that has changed is the shell color, externally at least. Now the Boss already had sort of a clicky trigger. There's like it almost feels like there's a barrier, like a lip you have to get over. It seems like something where there's just like a sharp edge in the trigger mechanism. Probably something that would be easy to mod out of the blaster. But I noticed that the new Air Boss has the same problem to a worse degree. I have to squeeze pretty hard to get the trigger to move. It does seem like they use the same mold, except you'll notice that the original one has this mold down here that has the Buzzbee logo and says 2015 on it. The new one also has the 2015 Buzzbee logo, even though it's a 2022 blaster. But they also did remove some other text that has the address in Hong Kong. That part is gone from the new blaster. So even though it seems like they are using the same mold, clearly they changed it somehow. There's also some new lettering on the side of the trigger. I don't know what that means. Dolgan and then some numbers. So who knows? It may just be a function of a new manufacturer doing the build that is marking things in a different way. All right, I'm trying to keep the mags straight. This is the old one. This is the new one. The main way I can tell is the sticker is higher up on mine. So it's the same mag. It's still got this sticker on the back that shows you that you have to pull the priming bar back before adding or removing the magazine. It looks pretty much the same. It's hard to say exactly, of course, because this one is a little older. It seems like this has sort of a textured finish and this one has changed. It's definitely not exactly the same plastic. The new plastic feels softer, not in a like more breakable way, but just in terms of texture. And the old one feels harder for sure. It's a relatively minor difference. They're pretty much identical. So really quickly, let's go over what the Air Boss actually does. I'm gonna do a lot of this stuff in a 1-minute review on this blaster, so if you wanna see that, definitely please do subscribe, hit like on this video, and see more content along these lines. But it's worth going over sort of its strengths and weaknesses real quick. So as mentioned, you do have to pull the slide all the way back. It will not take a magazine when not primed. This is pretty normal for mag-fed springers. It's not really a big deal. Get that guy all the way in there. We seem to be stuck. Let me try the other mag. The other one's working. Did I get them switched? So this is the old mag. The new mag suddenly isn't working in here. Let's get through this part of the video, huh? Get this guy in there, push this forward, and you're ready to fire. The mag release is in like the worst possible place all the way down here. You pretty much have to press it with your thumb and it will gravity drop. But there's no way to use like a finger on the side. Now this one's not working. All right, it seems like it's the magazine. Ah, okay, here's what happened. The follower on the magazine popped up higher than it was supposed to, so I couldn't push the slide back in. So that wouldn't happen if you had loaded the magazine. I'm obviously putting an empty magazine in and out of the blaster. Solve that problem. As I was saying, the mag release is not in a good place. It's kind of down here, so you have to push up with a thumb. If you want to catch the magazine, you have to be ready to catch it as it gravity drops out. But otherwise, I mean, you know, the mag insert takeout does work well. It's consistent. The mags don't fall out. Here's one thing I did notice. Here's the old one. Take a listen. And here's the new one. You can hear that spring ring. It's pretty significant. It suggests to me that something has changed inside this blaster from the old one to the new one. But before we open it up, one of the things I want to do is some mag and ammo compatibility checks. So these are the included darts. They're essentially mega suction darts in blue and yellow. They are compatible with mega darts. They're the same dimensions, but you know, they have a different head shape, so that may affect compatibility in some places. But also the suction cup feature is always cool. Suction cup darts are very fun. It comes with 6 darts, which is great. It's double the amount that will actually fit in the blaster. It'll also fill up a Centurion magazine or the 6-round magazine from the Heavy SR, which is great. But let's stick some of these in the Tyrant's 12-round magazine and see how it does with those. I'm going to put in 2 of those. I'm going to put in 2 Mega Accu-Strikes. Then I'm going to put in 2 of the Mega Accu-Fakes that come from nfstrike.com, I believe. And then 2 original Mega Darts. Prime back. So far, so good. There's the 2 Mega Darts, no problems. Accu-Fake, Accu-Fake, Accu-Strike, Accu-Strike. Suction cup dart. Now on each of the suction cup darts, it tends to stick at the far end, and I think that that's the suction tip because it flares out at the end instead of rounding in like most of the other dart types. I think that it's getting a little bit stuck on the dart gate. They all do work though. The Buzzbee darts definitely like stick a little bit inside the blaster. Next we've got the Heavy SR magazine. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put 2 of the suctions in. I'm gonna put in an Accu-Strike. I'm gonna put in 1 Accu-Fake, and I'm gonna put in 1 regular Mega Dart. Mega. That works. Accu-Fake, Accu-Strike, and now 2 Buzzbee suctions. Yep, it does that thing again where it sticks. Yeah, they are definitely sticking more than the other Nerf ammo and the Accu-Fakes. But that magazine works fine. Let's keep going. We got more. Here's the Mega Moto Strike magazine. Holds 10 rounds. We're gonna pop in 2 Buzzbee darts, followed by 2 Accu-Fakes, followed by 2 Accu-Strikes, followed by 2 regular Megas. So far, so good. Mega. Okay. Accu-Fake. Accu-Fake. Accu-Strike. That's an Accu-Fake. That's an Accu-Fake. Oh, oh, this is the Buzzbee dart. Okay, I called them out of order, but now we're at the Buzzbee dart. And the Buzzbee darts are not happy. This one is folding down. Okay, there we go. Now, let's try the next one. No. There we go. I seem to have to double prime the Buzzbee suction darts pretty often. They jam really easily in this blaster. Okay. Did work once I got it going. It doesn't seem to be the magazine's problem because this has been happening consistently with every magazine. Now let's try a Centurion magazine. Again, we'll do 2 of the Buzzbee darts because those are the ones we're kind of having issues with and I want to know what's going on. Then an AccuFake, an AccuStrike, and a regular one. And there's space for one more, but I'll throw another regular one in. All right, Mega, AccuStrike, AccuFake, Buzzbee. I'm like afraid to prime them now because I'm afraid I'm just gonna jam it. I should just do it, I guess. But that actually worked okay. The Centurion magazine had less trouble with the Buzzbee darts than anything else. Here's a whole load of just the Buzzbee darts in the Centurion magazine. I'm gonna give that a try. Yeah. No. Jammed after a few shots. Yeah, there's one stuck in there. Okay. Here it is again, loaded up with Nerf's original Mega Dart. There we go. That's better. Okay. It does like this magazine okay, but I'm definitely having troubles with the dart gate, especially with Buzzbee's darts. That seems to be a consistent problem. Here's a full Centurion mag full of the suction cup darts in the old Air Max boss to see if there's any difference. That felt way better. It operates smoother. There was no hiccup trying to pull the slide back forward with those darts in it. Significantly better than the new one. One of the big selling points of the boss is that it has a Mega magazine. Currently, the only way to get a Mega magazine is either with the Fortnite Heavy SR or with the Mega Moto Strike, and neither of those is particularly cheap as a blaster, certainly not if you're just buying it for the magazine. So let's see how this magazine does in some of our other Mega Blasters that we have access to. Now I'm sure it's fine in the Tyrant, so I'm not gonna worry about that, but I am gonna worry about the Centurion. Does fit. There we go. Seems fine. Looking at something currently on shelves, here's the Heavy SR. And for this part of the testing, I am just using whatever Mega Darts are most conveniently lying around on the ground, depending on what they bounced off of when I was testing the Air Boss. So take that with a grain of salt. There we go. Aha! Had a little trouble seating in there, but it did go. This extremely useful scope. Seems fine. And honestly, it fires the suction cup darts better than... Let's just try a load of just the suction cup darts. Lost my scope. Don't care. Yeah, the suction cup darts feel completely fine in this. This guy back up there. The only other blaster that there would really be to try this in is the Moto Strike, and I definitely do not feel like dragging the batteries out for that. Where's the Moto Strikes? Where did I put the Moto Strikes? Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. There we go. All right. Moto Strike was one of these blasters that was just kind of a real disappointment, so it just kind of hangs out. Yeah, it fits. I don't know that I would put fill a semi-auto. God, the rev trigger on this is just the worst. Anyway, mag fits. It's probably fine. I don't know. All right, so now I've got both of the bosses here, and I'm gonna run both of them over the chronograph with just 3 shots real quick to see if there's an obvious difference in performance between the two, starting with the old Air Max boss. 75. 78. 81. Here's the new one. 59. 87. Nothing. For the sake of fairness, I'm going to redo that last one. 58. Hold on. I'm going to do another mag out of this one. 60. 55. The new one is definitely behaving erratically compared to the old one. This is so annoying. It's like every time. 41? What in the heck? 57. I'm starting to think that 81 was a fluke, honestly. All right, so far with the new one, we've got a couple problems. We have very inconsistent firing rate that seems to be down in the 50s compared to the 80s from the old one. We also have this problem with the darts themselves jamming in the dart gate area. Luckily, I do have a second one here that I'm gonna go ahead and open up right here, right now. And we're gonna see if it behaves any different fresh out of the box here. So, 3 fresh suction cup darts and a fresh magazine and a fresh blaster. Same dart jam problem. Let's see. That doesn't help. No. Why are they... So the next dart is like rising up in the magazine and causing it to bend down. No magazine in right now. Without the magazine, I think the seal is probably weaker. This is getting really frustrating, actually. I'm not enjoying messing around with this right now. Okay, there we go. And then to not get a reading off of it is just great. 60. So other than that 181, this is the highest number I've gotten off of either of these. This one hasn't gotten that 81. I kind of think that was a fluke. And to recap, again, this is a thrifted. I have no idea what this has been through. 73, right? Like already kind of 20 FPS above. 81. So I am getting, even with those, the 69 and the 73, like I'm generally getting like low 80s out of this old one. And the new one is jamming all the time and not hitting as hard. I don't know about you, but I want to know why. So let's open these both up. So here we are at the workbench, and we are going to see if we can figure out, without shaking the thing too much, what is different between these two blasters. It looks the same. So here's the spring from the new one. Here's spring from the old one. Feels comparable. Which makes me think that the problem with the new one is about seal and about manufacturing tolerances and not about design changes. I already wrecked the old one trying to get it open, so I'm not going to try and do that to this one. But it's not that different inside. It just seems like it's made cheaper. Oh my god. Well, there's your problem. The plunger fit on this. This has got to just be a tolerances issue. The plunger fit on this is horrific. Okay, let's try this. Since I broke the old one, sort of. Let's just jam the old plunger system into the new boss and see what happens. Alright, one of the things that's frustrating about a blaster like this that's partially glued shut is it's very difficult for you to look inside and see exactly how things are put together before you take them apart. Something I always recommend doing, but sometimes that's just not an option. Now it's working. Alright, let's screw this guy back together, and then we'll see if that's the only difference between the two blasters. Now I should also say while I'm doing this, this is probably solvable by simply changing the O-ring. But I wanted to change out the entire power section, the spring and the plunger tube and everything, because I also want to know if it fixed the feeding problems, or if that's in the dart gate. And we'll see. All right, let's go find out. All right, here it is. This is the new Air Max Boss with the old Air Max Boss power system hacked into it. That was better. What? Wait, what? No, that can't be real. 72. 75. 80. 73. 79. 72. So, the new Air Boss with the old power system is shooting almost as hard as the original Air Boss. They cheaped out on the plunger tubes. On the new ones, they don't have as tight of a seal. You might be able to just fix that with a better O-ring on the plunger itself or on the spring follower. But the other thing is that cheaping out on that seems to have messed up the feeding as well. With the stock darts, it feeds fine with Nerf darts, but this one is feeding a lot better with the suction cup darts than it did before I swapped the power systems out. So, can I recommend the Air Max Boss? The current production model Air Max Boss. It's the only option. Right now, your options for buying a mag-fed Mega Springer are a couple really amazing 3D printed options that shoot in the hundreds, that cost in the hundreds, or the Fortnite Heavy SR, which costs like $60. I probably have the real number in front of my face right now. Or this for $13. So for $13 for a magazine you can use with any Mega magazine blaster, considering that this is the only option in this price range to shoot Mega darts out of a magazine, sure, if you bump into this for $13, I think it's a perfectly fine option. It could be a cool sidearm for any game where you want to shoot Mega darts, or if you just like the fact that Mega darts whistle, the Nerf ones do, not the Buzzbee ones, or that it has suction cup darts, because there's very few products currently with suction cup darts. It's probably worth it. Like I said, the feeding is frustrating with the suction cup darts in this blaster in stock configuration, but if you have other Mega darts, you'll have a perfectly fine time. I can't give like a glowing wild review. The cost cutting from the old version is obvious. It doesn't seem to really affect anything except the power system, but considering that the power system is the thing that throws the dart, that's pretty important. So I shouldn't say cost cutting. I don't know if it was actually cost cutting or if it's just a different factory with different manufacturing tolerances and they just didn't do it right. But, you know, I just noticed there's a shape right there for the Air Warrior sticker, but they didn't put on an Air Warrior sticker. Anyway, so there you have it. There's the Air Max Boss. Otherwise, it's, you know, reasonably comfortable, pretty basic. Let me know if you are seeing them out in the wild, if you have Dollar Generals near you that have them, because as I said, I don't believe anybody else is selling these currently. I would love to know what you think of this. Please leave a comment down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and until the next video, I will see you on the field. But without the Air Warrior like there's no lever you have to push up with. And I think we may have our first mag incompatibility. This does not want to go in here. So here's the Mega Moto Strike magazine, which I loaded backwards. Let's do the whole thing again. Here's a full Centurion mag full of the suction cup darts in the old, pardon me. Here we are at the workbench, and we are going to, under the glow of the fluorescent lights, let me find a real light. They jam in the current Air Max Boss. Yeah.